You've come straight here, haven't you, from rehearsals already today?
Yeah, we've done 3 hours this morning, and then we'll do another 5 this afternoon. So,
You always hear people say that when they're on Strictly. Is that really true? You can go from not doing much to doing 8 hours a day?
You have to, because the professional dancers have been doing this for years and years and years. And I'm doing the Paso Doble this week, and the first time I ever did it in my whole life was yesterday at 1 o'clock. Wow. And by Saturday, I've got to be able to do it in front of all these people watching.
But you're not just every part of you is screaming in pain.
Yes, and I found out last week I've got glutes. They're really sore.
Where are they?
Somewhere in
You've
here.
both got a bump.
I never even knew I had them.
I read that. You wrote your diary in one of the Sunday papers, and I was in fits when I read that Yvette, your wife, chose you. You said, oh, I need some casual clothes for rehearsal. And didn't you have a pale T-shirt? And after the first one, you were all sweaty. And...
Well, we went down for the very first rehearsal for the group dance. It was down in Roehampton. It was the end of August. It was in that really hot week.
Yeah.
And Yvette had said to me, what are you going to wear? I said, I have no idea. She said, you need leisure wear. I've never worn leisure wear in my life. I've only worn suits and lycra. And so we went down to Roehampton, and I was wearing this light blue T-shirt, and the cameras were all filming, and I suddenly realised why every other person was wearing black. Because I had this huge, great sweat thing. And but the problem was it was already being filmed, so I spent the whole time hiding behind Laura Watmore. In desperate hope that nobody would actually notice. It was terrible, so I've learnt things I never knew I would learn about.
I read that you are a dab hand at the spray tan these days.
I've not done it yet.
No?
But I've been to visit.
Oh!
I've actually...
Are you wearing paper pants or not, Ed?
Jeremy Vine told me that when he did it, I think he was actually... I think he was sold a pup by one of the professionals, and he went in totally naked. And it's called a full Jeremy. But it's hard to see what dance I would ever do, at least before the watershed, which would ever mean that I need to be all over stage. So at the moment, the mask this week, I didn't need it. Because
Oh, yes,
be
fabulous this week, can I just say. You're my favourite this week.
That makeup was amazing.
Incredible.
And there were 3 different makeup artists did it together for 40 minutes.
Now, aren't you learning some lessons from this whole experience that might have stood you in good stead in the Commons?
Of course.
I mean, you know, not just the outfits, the makeup. You would have got a lot more camera time on Prime Minister's Questions than some of these trips.
Yeah, I think to have a go and enjoy it and not be too worried and not be so upset if you get things wrong, then because
Do you think you've
in
learned...
life you improve by making mistakes, don't you?
But you must look back at your political career and think, I'm learning stuff from this that I could have used earlier on. Because, you know, one thing, accusation I'd level at you is that you seem disconnected from the real world. When you were working for Gordon Brown, when you were Shadow Chancellor, you seemed to keep talking about working people, but I thought, how many does he actually meet? And now you're really connecting with people.
I think, though, that I've had people in the last few weeks saying, we always knew you were a politician, but it's really good to know that you're a human being as well. But actually, politicians are human beings. And politicians have families, and they get upset, they make mistakes. But I think sometimes politicians are seen as another class, but also sometimes politicians themselves think they have to always wear a big mask and hide away. And I don't think it's a bad thing to be a bit more open. I had a stammer, and I learned that to be open about it was really important.
But you're not stammering now. That's
I'm stammering all the time. No, I stammer all through the show. I'm really, really good at hiding it, but I do it all the time.
You just move on to the next
Just
thing?
keep moving on.
Something like Strictly, has that just made you grow in confidence? Do you think something like that just...
I think it's actually...
Learn to take yourself less seriously.
Well, I had to learn that. The problem I had with the first week, I was doing the waltz, and it was the Bridge and Parliament and Westminster, and it was sort of me doing it. And I was thinking, well, I'm going to try really hard to do this waltz, but me dancing on TV, it was just really hard to do. And then I realised, and Darcy said to me, you've got to put a mask on and perform. And the second week with the Charleston, I just decided I wasn't going to be me. I was going to be this banjo player. And actually, the thing you learn about performance is that you have to just totally go for it. You must have learned that when you were on the X Factor. You just actually realise that, you know, if it's you, it's really... But you have to sort of boomph.
Yeah.
And actually, so I've been bumping quite a lot for the last couple of weeks, you know.
And you've lost a lot of weight, haven't you, as well? We always see it every year, don't we, on Strictly? We go, it's the best diet in the world.
That was the reason why Yvette wanted me to go on.
Oh, really?
She said, I'm really envious, but you've got to lose some weight. So the only reason she wants me to stay in is because she thinks, you know, if I do a few more weeks, I'll lose a few more pounds.
And the fact you're out of the house for 8 hours a day.
Yes.
Do you not worry though? Because there's always that Strictly curse, and I think I would have a little niggle like, oh, they're dancing, it's really intimate, man and woman together.
It's physical, but also these professionals are so brilliant. Katya is such a great choreographer, and her husband's also a professional on the show, and he's a lovely guy, and
you've
we're getting
got
on
no
really
chance.
well. It's all fine. It's all fine. Yeah, it's all fine.
We get some pretty fabulous guests here on Loose Women. There's plenty more where that came from. Just click here to watch more interviews with a whole range of famous faces. And click here to subscribe. It's free, so you'd be silly not to, really.